If you've been looking for a way to create professional-looking videos without feeling like you need a film degree, you've come to the right place. Welcome to the very first video in our complete CapCut tutorial series. We've designed this entire playlist to take you from knowing absolutely nothing about editing to being able to produce high-quality content. Today, we're keeping things simple by focusing on the basics of getting started and getting you comfortable with CapCut. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first time you open CapCut, it is completely natural to feel a little bit overwhelmed. There are buttons everywhere, different panels for various tools, and a lot of technical terms that might not make sense yet. But we want to tell you right now that you don't need to know every single feature to start making something great. Just give yourself a few minutes and it'll start to fade as we walk through this together. To get the ball rolling, the most important thing you need to know is how to bring your footage into the program. If you look over at the interface, you'll see a teal button labeled Import. This is your starting point for every project. Importing is just the technical word for telling CapCut which videos, photos, or audio files from your computer you want to use. When you click that button, a window pops up so you can select your files. For now, just grab any random video or even a photo you have lying around and hit Open. You'll see it appear in a little box in the corner, which we call the media bin. It's important to understand that CapCut isn't moving your original file or changing it on your hard drive. It's just making a shortcut so the app knows where to find it. Continuing with that idea, once your video is in the media bin, you can click on it to see it play in the preview window. This is a great way to check your clips before you actually start editing them. However, just having a video in the media bin doesn't mean it's part of your project yet. To actually start building your story, you have to take that clip and drag it down to the area at the bottom of the screen called the timeline. Think of the timeline as your workspace where time moves from left to right. This is where you'll arrange your clips in the order you want people to see them. You'll notice a ruler at the top of the timeline that shows seconds and frames, which helps you keep track of how long your video is getting. Furthermore, once your clip is on the timeline, you can interact with it just like you would with a video player. If you hit the spacebar on your keyboard, the playhead will move and you'll see your video playing back. This is the foundation of editing. Arranging your media on this horizontal line to create a sequence. If you want a clip to appear first, you put it at the very beginning on the left. If you want something to follow it, you place it right next to it. It's essentially a digital puzzle where you're deciding which parts of your footage are good enough to keep and which ones should be left out. Following that, once your clip is sitting in the timeline, you can start making it look exactly how you want. This brings us to the Details panel, which is located in the upper right-hand corner. While the timeline tells the story of what is happening and when it happens, the Details panel is where you control the how. For example, if you select a video clip in your timeline, you'll see options in that upper panel to change things like the scale or the rotation. If you want to zoom in on a specific part of your video, you just grab the scale slider and move it to the right. You can also flip the video upside down or change its position on the screen. It's a very intuitive system. You pick the item you want to change in the timeline, and then you use the tools in the upper right to tweak it. Building on these basics, you can do so much more than just resize videos. This is where you'll eventually add music, overlay text, and even adjust the colors to give your video a specific mood. You can speed up a clip if you want to show a time lapse or slow it down for a dramatic effect. But for today, we really just want you to get used to those three main areas: the media bin where you import your files, the timeline where you build your story, and the Details panel where you make your adjustments. If you can understand how those three parts work together, you've already cleared the biggest hurdle in learning how to edit. Actually, the more you play around with these tools, the more natural they will start to feel. Don't worry about making mistakes or clicking the wrong button, because almost everything can be undone with a quick shortcut. The goal for your first session should just be to get a few clips onto that timeline and see how they play back to back. It's a very hands-on process, and the best way to learn is by doing. You'll be surprised at how quickly you go from feeling intimidated by the interface to navigating it like a pro. Now that you know how to navigate the interface and work with the timeline, you're ready to start experimenting with your own footage. In the next video, we'll be showing something very interesting. So if you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video where we'll dive deeper into more advanced editing techniques. Thanks for watching.